Well, hello and welcome to week 2 of the BDL report. Now, it's safe to say we're in the thick of the season already, and we've found out who kind of sucks in this league, who's kind of good, who's making the dumbest moves in the world, Mike, and, who's actually for real. I don't know who's for real yet. But we know Brandon sucks. We know Chris is okay. We know Big T is not that good, but his team's 2-0. I don't know how. We know Andrew doesn't change his names. We know that Mike averages like 50 points a game. So we know some things. But I want to get into a segment known as, really? Here we go. Really, Bryce, your running backs, they got you like 6 points total. Really? Really, Bryce, your highest score on your team was Eli Manning with 14 points. Really? Really, Bryce, you drafted Eli Manning. Really? Really, Chris, your kicker got you 0 points. That was like your second round pick. Really, Chris, you sat Javid Bess. Really, that was smart. Really, Mike, come on. Every week I can make this whole show just about your team. So I'm, really, Brett Favre got you 1 point. Come on. The guy is, has been, never was, won Super Bowl in 40 years. Please. Really, Mike, you sat Mike Sims Walker, the guy you always talk about. Really, got you 14 points. Really, you scored 58 points total, Mike. Really. Really, Mitch, Chris Johnson only got you 3 points. Really? You drafted him over AP. Really? Really, Mitch, you got to realize the Cowboys suck. Sit Romo. Really, Big T, your running backs only scored like 9 points total, yet somehow you still won. Really. Really, Andrew, you didn't change your name again. Really. Really, Andrew, Jason Witten on the Cowboys. Sucks. Really, Bowling, you're in this league. Really? Really. Really, Dan, you sat McFadden against the Rams. Really. All right, now I'm going to get to a segment known as I'm going to rip on you. So I'm going to start off by I'm going to rip on you, Bryce, for drafting Eli Manning so early. I always told you not to draft Eli Manning. Obvious. I'm going to rip on you also because you got 69 points this week. I'm going to rip on you, Chris, because of your face and your team's not that good. I'm also going to rip on you because all your running backs are really turds and they're not going to be that good in the long run. I'm going to rip on you, Big T, because your running backs suck. I'm going to rip on you, Ryan, because your receivers suck. I'm going to rip on myself because my receivers suck as well. I'm going to rip on Andrew because you haven't changed your name. I'm going to rip on Andrew because he hasn't changed his name, and he's in front of the computer 45 hours a week. I'm going to rip on Andrew because he hasn't changed his name. I'm going to rip on Mike because your whole team sucks. I'm going to rip on Mitch because you said Ryan Leafs and not Ryan Leaf. I hope that wasn't a joke because I didn't get it. I'm going to rip on Brandon because you're 0-2 and you suck. I'm going to rip on you, Dan, because you like the Browns. Okay, well, that's week 2 of the BDL report. I'm out in some construction zone. Ryan and I were just watching a couple guys break into Andrew's truck. We just let him steal a couple things, no big deal. And if you ever need money, just go to Mike, just plead your case, you'll get some money for lunch. All right, that's me, Steve Duffy, for the BDL report. I'm out.